Coming at you from New Jersey, the capital of misery, in a place where you forgot to die.
This is the hereliesmetal Too Many Notes new music review. I'm Samantha.
And I am Maledictus, and we shall be your overlords for today and all of eternity. Welcome! What is this in front of me? What the hell is this?
We're here to discuss a band called Brazen with their self-titled album, Brazen Hell.
Okay.
So Brazen Hell is a heavy metal band from Philadelphia. Not too much is known about these guys. They seem to have appeared out of nowhere with this self-titled debut, released independently on Bandcamp on October 28th, 2022. I also like, on the archives, they don't credit, no one wants to take credit on who's playing what. So the band members are Jerry, Johnny, Jamie, and Mug.
It's like the Ramones,
No one wants to take credit for what they did.
They're like, no.
They're all unknown, and it appears that this is all their first project, if the archives is correct.
All right, but that's the opposite of pride. It's humility. That's the word I'm looking for.
They're all full of shame for...
No, it's more like humility. Not shame, humility.
Let's discuss this shameful offering.
Okay, it's now time for the 5-point bidirectional classification scale exclusive to hereliesmetal podcast, including the categories genre loyalty, listenability, production style, musical complexity, and just plain fun. And remember, neither end of the scale means good or bad. All right, let's go. We have true or nonconformist. What is it?
So this is going to be a 1 for true for Motorhead. It sounds like Motorhead. We've got a spot-on Lemmy-style vocal. Got that big bass with that tone just right out in front. It's really rough, ready, heavy metal, speed, rock and roll. And there's really not much more you can say about it.
Yeah, this is Motorhead worship, and there's all different levels of Motorhead worship throughout the history of metal. Obviously, Motorhead is like this aerodyne for metal, right? It's this form that metal that it really helped form heavy metal. It's not the only thing, but and people have been doing this since there's been Motorhead. People have been copying off of Motorhead. These are definitely in the higher order of it. These guys you could say they're channeling Motorhead very directly. They're not just inspired, but they're doing Motorhead, right? And I'd say like a specific era in Motorhead. I'd say from Overkill to Bomber to Ace of Spades, that kind of area. Not the first album. The first album is a little too like Hawkwindy. It's that really kind of that really classic Motorhead sound. Not really 80s Motorhead. It's like the Motorhead everyone likes. Next, Sonic Terror or distorted pop. What is it?
I'm going to call this about a 3.5 into distorted pop territory. It's got a very raw, rough, ragged kind of sound, and it's got a lot of edges tone-wise. Got that kind of harshest vocal, how Lemmy is. Mm-hmm. But, it's also not like too harsh. Like it's not devoid of musical qualities, but it's harsh. The riffs are pretty approachable though, and they're party starting. They're not downers. They're not dissonant. They're nice. And the songs are all catchy and are very nice, tight formats that are approachable and easy to understand.
Yeah, I think they even keep like the themes of Motorhead here. It's rock and roll with an aggressive edge, a more aggressive edge, I'd say for the modern age. And normally, this would be total distorted pop. Like I would normally give something like this a 5, right? Like where else would it be?
It's just too rough.
It's a little rough. It's very aggressive.
It's too raw.
The vocals are more intense than Lemmy's. I would say they're more stronger and they're angrier.
I think Lemmy is a little bit more melodic in his delivery.
Absolutely. And the riffs are a little more ferocious than what Motorhead was capable of in the era of those 3 albums anyway. So yeah, it's a more powerful and angrier Motorhead. So yeah, we have to bring it back down to like 3.5 for a little closer to Sonic Terror than normal Motorhead would be. Whereas Motorhead would just be kind of like a 5 or a 4.5.
They would be like a 4, I would think.
Yeah, because they're kind of noisy. They're kind of yeah, makes sense.
All right. Our next scale is a production scale, Fisher-Price to high production, Maledictus.
All right, I put this right in the middle, 3, because it's not terribly recorded. I mean, the recording seems very simple and straightforward. There's no crazy stuff going on here. It is probably not like a huge amount of tracks going on here. But based on this album made a real successful effort to achieve that genuine noisiness of a live Motorhead performance, that loud, just in your face, just crushing sound that they're notorious for. It almost sounds like a live recording, but I don't think it is though, because it kind of sounds too good. And you could kind of hear the instruments very clearly separated from each other. So I don't think it's live, but it's got that. They really captured that Motorhead tone very well. And that's the kind of sound you want for this kind of music. There's no other way to really do this. So yeah, it's right on. So perfect.
I agree. It's very rough and ready, but it's well done, the recording.
Yes.
It does not sound like the first album from four guys who've never done an album before.
Exactly.
Which makes me wonder what the other bands they've actually been in.
Anonymous. Very experienced. Maybe they're all members of big bands. Who knows? All-star secret band.
They had a benefactor who helped them record it.
Yeah, very possible.
I don't know.
Okay, so is there not enough notes, or is there too many notes?
I'm going to give us a 3 for the perfect balance, divine balance of the correct amount of notes. It's as we mentioned, it's played and recorded really well. These guys are very tight and together, but still have that wild edge where I don't know if they did it live or not. I thought it sounded live, but it doesn't sound too precise or clinical, definitely. So obviously they're not showing off in any way. But they're also they have the right amount of notes. It's not a sparse. It's got a dense sound to it. It's just done correctly. So,
yes, folks, this is rock and roll. Okay, to have complex solos or riffs or song structures like a lot of the bands maybe we review here, that would be blasphemous for this. You can't do that when you're doing this kind of music. It's got to be simple. 1, 2, 3 riffs. That's it, and then you got a song. The energy is very high. The intensity and the sound is very extreme. And their mentors, would approve. Not the mentors. I mean, Motorhead would approve. Yeah, and they're doing Motorhead. At the first level. They're doing it how it was intended to be. Next, fun or focused. What is it?
This is a pretty easy one for fun. You can just take a look at their song titles. Like We Ride, Last Night, very correctly for this genre, pointing out meth, not coke.
Yep, absolutely.
That's a song title.
That was and as a song title, and that's I believe that was Lemmy's philosophy. Yes. If you look at any Lemmy interviews, he'll
yes. I've definitely seen Lemmy interviews talking about speed.
Yep. He's talked about other drugs he's tried, but that seemed to be
speed was his favorite.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're celebrating speed on this album. I believe, and they mentioned No Sleep Tonight on that song.
Yeah, they're not going to get sleep.
This is a good album for your, heavy metal denim garage party.
Yeah, it's heavy metal for driving a truck too, right? So
motorcycle.
like a motorcycle, something where you're just driving all night, like you're just never going to stop. I think if you're going to do Motorhead, it's got to be fun. Motorhead was obviously always 100% fun. There's no, I don't know if there's any seriousness in Motorhead ever. I mean, it's just a good time music. But there's an intro in the beginning. I think that's from the Joe Dirt movie. I could be wrong. Comment down below.
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with Joe Dirt.
You didn't miss anything. It's one of David Spade's less. Not that.
I heard it was kind of a Midwest thing.
I guess so. Right?
Like it's a rite of passage in the Midwest. You grow up, you see Joe Dirt.
All right, that makes sense. It wasn't. It
doesn't apply to either of us.
I mean, I don't think any David Spade movies were iconic, but that definitely wasn't. It was about a mullet. It was about a guy with a mullet, and Anyway, but yeah, definitely meth. So yeah. All right. There's artwork.
Let us look at the art. I could not find a credit on the art, so I apologize to.
That's all right. Maybe they just did it.
Actually, it's the band's fault.
Yeah, and they don't have name. We don't know who they really are. So maybe they didn't really, they drew this and they didn't really give themselves credit. So what we have going on here is the Grim Reaper, right? Mm-hmm. And there's a shroom and it's an atomic bomb as well.
That's an atomic bomb?
Yeah, it's an atomic bomb. See?
How can you tell?
Well, because there's a ring around here. It's like that cartoony atomic explosion. Right, and there's a peace symbol behind it.
I saw the peace symbol. Yeah. I do not see where you're getting an atomic explosion.
It's an atomic explosion, and it's also a shroom at the same time.
When I was looking at this, I was thinking that's some kind of hippie symbol, because I see the peace sign in the shroom.
Yeah, there is.
And I was like, is this death coming for this guy, and he's a hippie, and we're kill hippies because we're rock and rollers.
This looks like Tony Iommi dead on the ground crawling.
This is my only interpretation.
Yeah. But yeah, that's an atomic bomb and it's a shroom at the the same time. Absolutely, 100%.
You have to show me later where you see the atomic bomb.
Yeah, I see an atomic bomb.
Oh,
See
it's
the ring?
both.
See the little? Yeah, it's both at the same time.
Oh, you know what? I think it's just an
That's
atomic
pretty
bomb
trippy.
and not a shroom.
I think it's a shroom as well. Because there's a peace symbol behind it. Like, there's definitely shrooms. Like, though this isn't very shroom.
We're gonna
music,
need
though.
some explanation on this.
Yeah,
part.
comment down below, boys. Because this isn't very shroom music. Am I right?
Anyway, I think the Grim Reaper looks pretty cool.
Yeah, he's got like
I
sharp
like
teeth.
this representation of him.
It's like a vampire Grim Reaper.
It's pretty minimalistic cover, but it's effective.
Yeah, I mean, what else would you do? I mean, I'd say the cover isn't very boring because Motorhead kind of had very well done painted. If you look at Motorhead album covers,
Well, they were rock stars.
Yeah, they were rock stars from the beginning. So yeah, they, besides their first album, like all their following albums had pretty ornate album covers that will go down in history as great album covers. That's what I got out of this. There's a Tony Iommi looking zombie, right? He looks like Tony Iommi to me. It's, comment down below who he looks like to you. But and there's a nuclear shroom and a peace symbol and a Grim Reaper who's gonna reap this zombie that's already dead. So I don't know because he's dead already.
Do your skeleton laugh.
He's like, I'm going to reap your soul. Oh wait, you're dead already. What am I going to do here? That's how skeletons talk. Obviously, they all talk like Skeletor. Obviously, so yeah. Yeah, that's all I got out of that. It's simple. There's not a lot going on.
It's nice. I like it.
I like it though. It's to the point.
Okay.
Yeah.
In conclusion, Brazen Hell with their self-titled debut. Very cool, very digestible, very quick album. It's under 30 minutes. I love that.
Yeah, easy.
And it's just a really nice thing to find. I love finding a nice little self-release thing like this that sounds good because a lot of that shit does not sound good, but this sounds really good.
Yeah.
That said, I think this will be our last review for the year. That's why we picked something nice and easy and quick.
Easy and quick.
Easy, quick, but good.
All right,
So
folks.
as we prepare for the end of year lists.
End of your list. We all like that, folks. What will be here for you? We'll find out. Folks, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe. Hit that like button. Subscribe to this channel, the Here Lies Metal Podcast. And make sure to join us on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. The new Twitter.
Still there.
Still there for now.
I'm not verified.
We haven't been.
I do not plan.
Oh, you can get verified now.
I don't plan to pay the $8.
It's for everyone now.
This is how we're going to make it. I'm going to pay the $8, and then all my stuff's going to get promoted, and everyone's going to start caring about really underground metal.
Listen, verification is for the people now. All right, folks. We'll see you with the next one. Goodbye.